am live. I wanted to finish the chapter number 6 of Return to Elysium. It is a book by Joan Grant. It is one of her far memories. This plays in ancient Egypt, 2nd century BC. Joan Grant was a writer, and I think this is her 6th book. A lot of them play in Egypt, but this one plays in ancient Greece. I have read about her meeting Narcissus and having a conversation with him, and he is talking to her whilst she was collecting sea urchins. You needn't sound so depressed. The lessons will not be without interest. I want to show you how to use the natural weapons with which you have been most generously endowed. What weapons? The power of the female over the male. Invincible, if properly used, for we are defenseless against an opponent who does not deign to accept a challenge in our own terms. Go on, I said. It doesn't matter if we don't get back until late. If the others have finished, I can get us something to eat from the kitchen. No, Lucina, if you listen to the first lesson with attention, you will not go to the kitchen. You will look a little tired, having taken care that your hair is becoming disarranged instead of leaving it screwed up on your head, skewered by pins, which would be more suitable for a trussed fowl. You will take these revolting fragments of marine complexity to Epicurus. Show him your hand with a brave smile, but make it clear that you lost a lot of blood. He will be filled with remorse that you have suffered on his behalf. So it will be Epicurus who hurries into the kitchen, or even to the storeroom in search of delectable morsels to tempt your appetite, and you must insist on being tempted. No more bread and butter for you, no cold meat or hunk of cheese. If he should have the temerity to bring such an inadequate token of apology, you will say you are too tired to eat. I shall assist you to bed and return obviously distressed to say that you will undoubtedly have fever unless I can persuade you to take some nourishment. If that doesn't produce any pronounced effect, I shall fetch suitable food and make him feel thoroughly miserable that he hadn't the wit to think of it himself. Perhaps you know a lot more about women than I do, I said thoughtfully. It seems a pity you were born a man. It's much more than a pity, it's a tragedy, he said. But in you I hope to find a vivacious satisfaction for the talents of which circumstances have denied me the full use. You will notice I said the full use, for the more intelligent male is not without female subtleties. Narcissus, why do you pretend to be weak when you are really stronger than any of us? Because with the lower animals I share the instinct of self-preservation. By being outwardly compliant, I get a lot of things done for me which otherwise I would have to content with myself. It amuses me to wait on you, for certainly until now the process has daily increased my feeling of superiority. When you feel in a mood to let me choose your clothes and achieve the desired effect with your hair, I have the satisfaction with Praxiteles, no doubt, feels for a statue, but with the advantage that I am working with living structure instead of laboriously hewing at unresponsive stone. It is not you they admire, Lucina. It's too dark in here. It is me, Narcissus, the creator of living beauty. Most satisfactory, I assure you. But it can't be fun for you to be ordered about by Agamemnon. No? Then you have never suffered from the boasting of the followers of Mars. I have, and it is most soothing to old wounds to play the indulgent parent to a small boy who still wants to strut his silly little pace. I am not so foolish as to create a fantasy of the enslaved woman. I am not the wife watching her beloved husband go off to battle while she weeps. I am the woman who is delighted to see him go, knowing she can pursue some more interesting pastime during his absence. An absence which leaves her free and get on with added glory of having been envied for her stoic calm. Don't you mind when Aesculapius deliberately makes remarks which he thinks will drive you into independence? I have often thought it horrid of him to do it in front of us, especially at meals. I know it has usually made you kind to me for the rest of the day, and even the less sensitive make a determined effort to show they desire my company. I am most grateful to Aesculapius, I assure you. When you first arrived at Elysium, I had only been here 3 months. I still believed I wished to learn to stand without support, having not yet learned the simple truth that when ivy climbs a tree, it is the tree which dies. I am now much wiser. I am docile, for then others protect me. I am incompetent, so no one gives me disagreeable tasks. Epicurus ceased asking me to help him with the tallies after I had deliberately added them wrong 3 times in succession. Aesculapius thought it would be good for you to take an interest in husbandry. He shuddered. Earth under the nails, sweat running down my face, the soft pulp of my slugs, and so easily avoided by using the minimal intelligence. How did you manage it? I asked with fervour, remembering the hours I had spent digging thistles from the kitchen garden, content to work through long, hot afternoon sun for a word of praise. And I stop this here because I can hardly read it, and it makes me sound funny. Part 3 to follow.